In this video, we delve into the compelling tale of Medusa, a figure often depicted as a monster, but who actually embodies the harsh realities of transformation and victimization. This isn't just another mythological story. It's a journey through Medusa's life, from her curse to her isolation, that highlights themes of power, beauty, and transformation. We'll explore how her story reflects on our modern issues like social justice and personal transformation. Stay with us to uncover how Medusa's legend can inspire resilience and empathy in our own lives, encouraging us to look beyond appearances and find strength in our stories. Are you ready to see Medusa not as a monster, but as a mirror to our own world? Watch on to discover just how much her ancient tale resonates with us today. Long ago in ancient Greece, there was a beautiful maiden named Medusa. She was so beautiful that many people traveled from far away just to see her. Medusa lived as a priestess in the temple of Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war, where she had vowed to remain pure and devoted. Her beauty was renowned across the lands, attracting not only admirers but also unwelcome attention from powerful gods. She was admired for her golden hair and captivating eyes, which made her the envy of many. Poseidon, the god of the sea, captivated by Medusa's beauty, visited her not just anywhere, but within the sacred confines of Athena's temple, where Medusa served as a devout priestess. This temple was a sanctuary dedicated to purity and worship, where such acts as Poseidon intended were strictly forbidden. Despite Medusa's vows of chastity and her dedication to Athena, Poseidon was driven by desire, and perhaps a motive to provoke Athena, given their rivalry over the patronage of the city now known as Athens. The encounter between Poseidon and Medusa at the temple was unwanted by Medusa and disrespectful to the sanctity of the space. Poseidon, overwhelmed by his attraction and indifferent to the sacred vows, pursued Medusa despite her resistance. She tried to fend off Poseidon, maintaining her commitment to her vows, but the god was relentless. Ultimately, his actions not only desecrated the temple's purity, but also set the stage for Medusa's cruel transformation by Athena. This act of transgression was a calculated move by Poseidon to strike at Athena, exploiting Medusa as an instrument in their divine rivalry. After this event, Medusa was left violated and vulnerable within the very walls meant to protect her purity. Athena, upon discovering the desecration of her temple and Medusa's involvement, whether by choice or coercion, reacted harshly. Instead of directing her wrath towards Poseidon, Athena punished Medusa, transforming her into a monstrous figure with serpents for hair and a gaze that turned onlookers to stone. This punishment reflects the harsh judgments and misdirected blame often placed upon victims in the tales of mythology, and serves as a profound commentary on justice and power within the pantheon of gods. With her new curse, Medusa was forced to flee her home, as she could no longer live among people without endangering them. She found solace in a distant land, far away from those she could harm. There, she lived alone, turning anyone who dared approach into stone. Medusa's transformation was complete, from a beloved priestess to a feared monster, a fate she had not chosen but was thrust upon her by the whims of the gods. Her once beautiful hair now hissed with the life of venomous snakes, and her eyes, once praised for their beauty, became a source of fear and death. As time passed, Medusa's story spread across Greece. She became known not just as a monster, but as a creature to be defeated. Many warriors sought her out, hoping to prove their bravery by killing her and claiming the fame that would surely come with such a deed. Her lair was said to be filled with statues of stone, each one a tragic victim of her gaze, a testament to her formidable power and their folly. Tales of her terror kept many at bay, but for some, the lure of glory was too great to resist. One of these warriors was Perseus, a young and brave hero. Perseus was on a quest to save his mother from a cruel king, who demanded Medusa's head as a gift. To prepare for his daunting task, Perseus sought the help of the gods. He knew that facing Medusa would be dangerous, and without divine assistance, he would surely fail and turn to stone like many before him. His journey would take him to the ends of the earth, where he would face not just Medusa but other dangers unknown. The gods, knowing the dangers of facing Medusa directly, equipped Perseus with special gifts. He received winged sandals from Hermes, making him swift, a helmet of invisibility from Hades, making him unseen, and a reflective shield from Athena. Armed with these magical items, Perseus set out to confront Medusa, relying on his cunning and the gods' blessings to survive the perilous encounter. Each item was a masterpiece of divine craftsmanship, imbued with powers that would be crucial to his success. Perseus approached Medusa's lair quietly, guided by the gods. He carefully avoided looking directly at her, using his shield as a mirror to see where she was. Medusa, unaware of his presence due to his helmet, continued her lonely pacing. The lair was silent except for the hissing of the serpents on Medusa's head, a chilling sound that warned all the danger present. The air was heavy with the weight of impending doom, and Perseus knew he had to act swiftly. When the moment was right, Perseus swiftly used his sword to sever Medusa's head. From her neck sprang Pegasus, a winged horse, and Chrysaor, a giant wielding a golden sword, both fathered by Poseidon. These children were born from the mix of Medusa's blood and the sea god's powers. Perseus, having succeeded in his quest, carefully placed Medusa's head in a special bag designed to contain its powerful gaze. The decapitation of Medusa was a tragic end to her tormented existence, a moment of both triumph and sorrow. With Medusa's head in his bag, Perseus used its power to complete his mission. He saved his mother by turning the cruel king to stone. The head of Medusa was later given to Athena, who placed it on her shield, known as the Aegis. This shield would henceforth be a symbol of protection and power, bearing the visage of Medusa not as a trophy, but as a reminder of the divine justice and wrath. The story of how Perseus wielded the head of Medusa to turn his enemies to stone became legendary, echoing through the ages as a tale of heroism and divine intervention. But the story of Medusa doesn't end here. Over time, she became a symbol in art and literature. Unlike her terrifying myth, she represents the victimization and strength, showing how she was wronged by the gods and used by heroes. Her image evolved from a symbol of danger to one of protection, demonstrating the complexities of her narrative and the shifting perceptions over time. Medusa's image became an emblem of invincibility and terror, often used to ward off evil and protect those who bore her likeness. Today, Medusa's image can be found in many places, reflecting not just fear but also a complex story of beauty, power, and transformation. She reminds us of the consequences of anger and the often unjust twists of fate. Medusa's story continues to be told in new ways, inspiring artists and writers to explore the themes of victimization, revenge, and the human condition. Her legacy is one that transcends the ancient world, reaching into our modern lives with messages about power, beauty, and resilience. Many people see Medusa not just as a monster but as a tragic hero. She was transformed against her will and lived a life of solitude because of her curse. Her story is a lesson about compassion and understanding for those who are different. This perspective invites us to reconsider the narratives of monsters and myths, seeing them not just as villains but as figures with their own stories and tragedies. Medusa's tale encourages us to look beyond the surface and find the humanity in everyone, even those whom history has labeled as monsters. In museums, Medusa's head is often depicted with snakes still writhing, eyes wide in eternal shock. This powerful image captures the tragedy and horror of her tale, making us think about her every time we see it. Her story is a poignant reminder of the destructive power of beauty and jealousy and how these themes resonate with human experiences across ages. Through Medusa, we learn about the ancient Greeks' understanding of divine power, human frailty, and the complexities of fate, which continue to fascinate scholars and enthusiasts alike. For students learning about Greek mythology, Medusa is an example of how stories can teach us about human nature and ancient beliefs. Her tale helps us explore themes of injustice, power, and resilience. Through Medusa, Students can engage with Greek culture in a meaningful way, learning not only about mythology but also about the lessons these stories hold for us today. Her story offers rich material for discussion and reflection, serving as a bridge between the past and present and helping us understand more about our own values and the narratives we share. So, next time you hear about Medusa, remember there's more to her story than just the scary monster. Think about the human behind the myth and what her story tells us about ancient Greek culture and our own perceptions of monsters and heroes. Medusa's story is not just about the fear she inspires, but also about the empathy she evokes, making her one of the most memorable and complex characters in Greek mythology. Her legend continues to inspire and challenge us to look deeper into the stories we think we know and discover the truths they hold about human nature and the enduring power of mythology.